Good morning, students. Welcome to today's session. Students, we have been doing Unit 3, and the theme of this unit is Lifeline. We have already discussed the different aspects that or the different elements that serve as lifeline for different people living in the society or around us. Here again we have a poem which explains what one more element may be the lifeline to the people or to us. Students, The Bridge Builder is a poem written by Will Allen Dromgoole. She was born in 1860 in USA and died in 1934. She was a poet as well as she has written stories as well. Her famous work his famous works are Three Little Crackers, The Battle on Stone River as collection of stories, and The Bridge Builder that we are going to study today is also one of her famous poem. Before we go through the poem, I'll suggest you to go through the words I have listed so that you will be familiar with the meaning. Now, when you have gone through the words, let's go through the poem once and then we will try to understand the meaning and the theme. An old man going a lone highway came at the evening, cold and grey, to a chasm vast and deep and wide, through which was flowing a sullen tide. The old man crossed it in the twilight dim. The sullen stream had no fear to him, but he turned when safe on the other side and built a bridge to span the tide. "Old man," said a fellow pilgrim near, "you are wasting your strength and building here. Your journey will end with the ending day. You never again will pass this way. You have crossed the chasm deep and wide. Why build this bridge at the eventide?" The builder lifted his old grey head. "Good friend, in the path I have come," he said, "there followeth after me today a youth whose feet must pass this way. This chasm that has been as naught to me, to that fair-headed youth may be a pitfall. He too must cross in the twilight dim. Good friend, I am building this bridge for him." Student, the poem is about an old man who comes across a wide chasm, a wide stream or channel, you can say, during his journey. Now, after passing the bridge, he decides to build a bridge across the chasm. While he was building it, a fellow traveler, another traveler who was crossing, asks the old man why is he building a bridge when he already has crossed the chasm. There is no need of building it because the old man had already crossed it. The old man told him that he is building it for the other who might find it difficult to pass or to cross the channel or the chasm that has been nothing for me, that I crossed very easily. Let's try to understand the poem stanzas wise. An old man going alone highway came at the evening, cold and grey, to a chasm vast and deep and wide. An old man was on a journey through a highway. In the meanwhile, he came across a channel, a chasm that was wide, deep, and big, through which was flowing a sullen tide, and there was flowing a sullen tide, a sullen current through the chasm. Sullen means dark and unpleasant, or you can say uh, stinky, that smells bad. The old man crossed in the twilight dim. The sullen stream had no fear for him, but he turned when safe on the other side and built a bridge to span the tide. Now he crossed the chasm or the stream, and after getting the other side, he decided to build a bridge across the stream to span the gap, or so that others could cross the chasm without difficulty. Old man, said a fellow pilgrim near, and a pilgrim and another fellow pilgrim or the traveler who was watching all these had a doubt in his mind. What the doubt he had? He thought, he is an old man. It might not be possible that he may go through this way again. It seems impossible for this old man that he come across this way again. So he asked to the old man, why are you wasting your time building this bridge over the stream, as you have already crossed it, and it seems you might not come again or cross this way again. So there is no need of you making this bridge. You will never pass this way again. The old man now replies The builder lifted his old grey head. Good friend, in the path I have come, he said, there followeth after me today. Followeth is the old use of follows. There followeth after me today a youth whose feet must pass this way. This chasm that has been as naught to me, to that fair-headed youth may be a pitfall. He too must cross in the twilight dim. Good friend, I am building this bridge for him. The old man replies to that question of the other traveler that, yeah, it's right that I might not pass this way again, but there may be another people, maybe young people, crossing this tide, crossing this stream, find it difficult to cross, being inexperienced, being inexperienced, may find it difficult to cross the stream. So I am building it for them. This is the summary of the poem. Now let's talk about the theme of the poem. The theme of the poem is the poet actually wants to convey a message to us that every person has his or her responsibility to pave the way for the coming generation, for the younger people, so that they may go through their journey in a smooth way. They don't feel in any difficult situation, they don't feel themselves misguided. That is why it's everybody's responsibility to guide the younger generations with their experience. As we talk about the poetic devices used in the poem, you may find the poetic devices such as alliteration and imagery. Imagery, as we have already discussed, is an expression that creates picture in our mind, that invokes our five senses to imagine the thing. Like in the poem, the line, the old man crossed in the twilight dim. We can imagine a person crossing a stream in the evening. This creates a picture in our mind of evening, stream, and a man. So this is an example of imagery. You can find more through yourselves. Another poetic device used in the poem is epithet. What is it? Epithet is a word which describes the characteristic of a person or thing. In the poem, we find that the chasm, in the third line, the chasm has been described as vast, deep and wide. These are the characteristics of the chasm. So, such description of a person or a thing is called epithet. So that's it in the poem, students. I hope it's very clear to you to understand the meaning and the theme of the poem. I hope you will be able to do the exercise as well. Thank you, everyone.